Our most turned-on models is this portable stereo component system, another VM original. And this one sits on a table but sounds like a concert hall. And there are lots more, all very sound investments. Yet here we are, one of the most turned-on companies in America, and some people don't even know our name. We'll have to do something about that.
In spite of all of the bad weather we've been talking about this spring, the Major League Baseball teams have been able to play most of their scheduled games. And so have the thousands of young boys who play Little League Baseball. Hugh Downs has a film report now on one Little League team.
This is Little League Baseball. Well over 1 million American youngsters between the ages of 8 and 12 years have been engaged in organized competition this spring. 20,000 people watched last year's Little League World Series. The pleasures of participating in and the pleasures of watching the game are obvious, but there has been some concern that the emphasis on competing and winning is too much. Let's take a look at one town on one Saturday. This is Tenafly, New Jersey, a suburb of New York City. The events and emotions you've been seeing can be experienced any Saturday and any weekday evening in 5,000 similar American communities. It is Little League Baseball season, and the sound of the bat meeting the ball is as common as the whir of the lawnmower. Leonard Jacobson is a Little League father. He's also involved in Cub Scout activities. He coaches the Clark team, on which his son Howie plays twice a week. His second son, Andy, plays in a minor league. This means he must attend at least 4 baseball games each week. And Len figures he'll be active this way in Little League for at least 5 more years. At Sunnyside Park, 8 games were to be played this particular Saturday. We asked some of the father coaches how they became involved in Little League.
Well, I started with my son when he was in the minor leagues, in the T-shirt league when he was 7 years old, and I've been involved in the last 5 years in the Little League.
My son came to me one day and suggested that he wanted to play baseball, and in order to guarantee him the fact that he'd play, I decided I'd better become active.
Some critics say only the best boys get to play, and those who need help don't get it.
Well, as you say, we have tryouts for any boy that wants to participate, any boy that wants to try out. And I believe better than 90% do make a team here in Tenafly. We have sponsors that cover almost everywhere. Very few boys are left out. And they fill in. If a boy drops out or a boy isn't interested after he's selected at the tryouts. We have extensive tryouts and then a draft, just like a professional draft. We get together with our respective coaches and decide at the tryouts who we would like, and then we go to this draft. In our particular league, in the intermediate league, we pick after the major leaguers, and we select what's left. Every boy who makes a team plays every game. We have a standard unwritten rule here in town where any boy selected on a team will play at least part of a game. They can't all play naturally because we have 15 boys on a club, but everybody plays at least some part of the game.
We wondered if the coach-player relationship had any effect on the father-son relationship.
I think it's helped them an awful lot. They want to play ball and they want to hang around with the parents too, but I find that if we get together, we do both in this way, and I find it's good for my leisure time too.
Well, I play ball too. I play in a softball league, and my son has the opportunity of watching me make errors and strike out on occasion. And I get the hee-haws just like I give him, and it does make for a good relationship between him and I, because we're on a mutual basis, a common ground where we can compare each other. And it's more, not that I am a buddy to my son, don't misunderstand me, but the fact that we're both doing the same thing, we can compare each other. and makes a good relationship.
And where do we go?
Okay, Grayson, left field. Sealy, third base. Goldstein, shortstop. Jacobs, second base. Now watch the way he catches those balls. Hochstein, first base. Sisley, catcher. Foulback, center field. Parrott, left field. Button, pitcher. Keep the ball low now.
The game was on, and Clark pitcher Kevin Button could have used more than a father's helping hand. VFW, taking advantage of poor fielding by the Clark boys, jumped off to an early lead. Kevin eventually struck out the side. But the game was decided in that wild first inning. The VFW pitcher was righty Ken Goldstein. He had things pretty much his own way. By now, VFW was banging away at Clark's third pitcher of the afternoon. But the quality of the fielding had improved. There was an injury, and we asked Coach Patty about injuries to young players.
Well, in the 5 years I've been in it, we haven't had a serious injury as yet. No one has really gotten hurt batting or running the bases of a serious nature. It's bumps and bruises, but everything of a minor nature.
The boy was back on third base the next inning. VFW kept piling it on, and when the game was finally called after 5 innings, they had run it up to 17-1. Umpire Doug Laux had the final say on parents and their little leaguers.
I think it depends on the coach's ability, whether he's a parent or not, because if he can teach the boy the proper skills and give him some good experience, I feel that then the experience can be valuable for the boys. Now, some fathers have this experience and can pass it on to the boys, and others don't. So I wouldn't say it's a matter of whether or not it's a father or not, as long as the coach can pass on these abilities and skills to the youngsters. They're out here to see their sons play a good game and have a good time. I think they're a pretty good bunch.
Some people say that the finest contribution of Little League Baseball is that it keeps the parents off the streets. At times there may be too much emphasis on winning, and perhaps there is too much parental influence. But there are few sandlots available these days for pickup games, and baseball diamonds must be reserved through recreation commissions. So in spite of, or even with the help of adults, the kids do have fun.
Now, what they really need on those little league teams are a few more girls. That was a one-sided score, 17-1, but we have a late report from Mort Hochstein. He's the man who produced this story. He's one of our writers, and his son plays for Clark. He tells me that the Clark team has won 3 straight since that terrible loss. And oh, shucks, the television cameras weren't there at all to record it, so it's just Mort's word. It's 47 minutes after the hour, and now a word from Benjamin Moore and your nearby Benjamin Moore paint dealers about the right paint to use for your house.
No, I'm not a snoop, but I do a lot myself, around the house, that is. So I like to watch professionals. See how they do it. Learn a lot that way. I don't think he'll mind. What's he using, I wonder? Oh, Benjamin Moore Guard. That's the latex paint they say is so good. Easy to use, lasts for years.
Excuse me, sir. Could I ask you a question, please? Is there any special reason why you're using Benjamin Moore's Moore Guard?
You mean this Moore Guard latex house paint?
Yes, Moore Guard.
It's Moore Guard, my friend, because this is my house. What more can I say?
Oh, I mean, thank you very much. Thank you.
A great house paint, really great. Moore Guard, from your nearby Benjamin Moore paint dealer.
I'll be back to tell you how to really play baseball Just a minute. It's 48 minutes after the hour. We'll have a station break now.
The Dodgers play the Braves Monday night at 7, 6 Central Time.
Carl Wilson is on this side of the Atlantic for urgent talks on the Mideast crisis. Yesterday, Wilson conferred with Canadian officials in Ottawa. This morning, Wilson held a news